So mitochondrial disease is basically a genetic disease that affects the body's ability to produce energy at the cellular level.
And what it does is it'll affect the function of your mitochondria, which affects your body's ability to make energy. And so high energy organs can be affected. So generally it's your brain or your abdominal, like your digestive system, or your heart. And so for us, Evan's brain was affected. Everything else seems to work fine.
It all started back in 2008 when Evan got sick. He was a perfectly normal kid till he was 4. Basically woke up one morning and had issues with his stomach. He had a sore stomach. It appeared that he probably had some issues with his appendix. So we took him to the hospital. When they did an ultrasound on his appendix, they couldn't see it, so they thought it either ruptured or was hidden behind another organ, and they recommended taking it out. Surgery went well. They removed his appendix. His appendix actually turned out to be fine, but unfortunately Evan wasn't. He didn't wake up from the surgery, went into a coma for approximately a week, and basically became a puzzle to the doctors. Evan had suffered a severe brain injury in that time period, and after about a week he did eventually open his eyes.
And about a year later, they started thinking, well, maybe there's actually an underlying genetic condition, and started to investigate that. And then they came back and said, yes, it likely is mitochondrial disorder.
I'll never forget the moment he was born, and I just thought it was just sort of like this flash of, the world in front of you, and there's so many things that I wanted to do with Evan.
Like when they're little, it's not that different than having sort of a baby or a toddler you have to look after. But as they get older, and it sort of becomes more physical work and just more time consuming, it's harder to go out and do things.
When I was a parent, you just want to be able to do everything in the world that you can imagine with your children. And so I had so many things that I wanted to do with Evan for sure that will never happen. Essentially it was through learning more about the disease, realizing there was no organization in Canada that raised any awareness. Very, very few people knew of the disease, and also at that point we realized, the more we learned about mitochondrial disease, the need for more research and knowledge about the disease to work towards better treatments and a cure.
It's been inspirational to me as a individual and as a parent to watch them go through this challenging situation and watch how they've dealt with it. They've never felt sorry for themselves. They've just been positive and said, hey, what can we do? What's within our control? And Mito Canada was one of those things where they said, hey, we can create this charity and we can raise funds and allow people to do research on this disease and try to find a cure.
I think it's really cool that my dad started a charity for my brother, because my brother has special needs and it's kind of hard for him to do stuff that other people can do. So this is just like to help him get back to normal.
Mito Canada's mission is like awareness, family support, and fundraising for research. And I think it's done those things quite well, yeah, for sure.
You know what, you always feel guilty that you're not doing enough. And for me, being involved with Mito Canada was almost a natural thing, like it's just something I felt just needed to be done, and I needed to be part of it. Hope is the piece that I think we need to cling to the most, because you can get so caught up in the moment of, it's very stressful. We go through lots of peaks and valleys in our days and in our life, and when you're at the bottom, you sometimes feel like throwing the towel in. But also, as we look ahead as parents caring for our children, it's just like, you know what, maybe tomorrow is going to bring something that's going to improve the quality of life of my child. And I'm a firm believer that within our lifetime, we're going to see a cure for this disease.